Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about running sales on Etsy. But before I do, I want to remind everyone that if you want to be successful in life and guarantee that you're successful in life, then do the job that nobody else wants to do. And that's going to be kind of important when we're talking about running sales on Etsy. Sales is one of the hardest things that people have to do every day. Whether they have a job in sales or they have a job that is indirectly in sales, or they have to sell a concept or an idea to a family member or a friend, even if it's just going to the movies or going to play golf. We're selling all the time. We have to sell all the time, and it's uncomfortable for a lot of people. Convincing others to do something makes a lot of people uncomfortable, especially when it involves that person spending money. But I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be so threatening to us to engage in these conversations where we're trying to steer someone towards making a decision. Indecision affects everybody, and we all need a little help getting there sometimes. The fact of the matter is that on Etsy, it makes it very easy. When somebody clicks on your item on Etsy, they've already seen, at least generally speaking, one photo. So they know kind of what your product looks like. Plus, they can also see the price before they click on it. So they have a general idea of what your product is going to cost. If they click on your link to follow it to the product description where they can learn more about it, then they're already halfway interested, and they already halfway have decided that it's in their price range. If it's out of their price range, people won't even click on it. So we've gotten customers to make that first step into learning more about our product. They're interested enough to come in and learn more. So now we have to sell them. I'm going to talk a lot about sales, writing product descriptions, titles, photographs, all those things. I'm going to be talking about all those things quite a bit in this series. But for today, I'm only really going to talk about running actual sales, like a percentage off sale or a dollar amount off sale or a free shipping sale on your items on Etsy. There's a lot of reasons that we might want to run a sale. We may want to get rid of some extra inventory. We may want to increase gross revenue for the short term so we can make rent. We may want to push a specific product that's brand new, and we want to get more sales so that the algorithm will basically bump that product higher in the search results. There's a lot of reasons for running a sale, but realistically, the number one reason for running a sale is going to be to help steer a customer into making a purchase. For all buyers out there, every single one of us who buys anything, we are always comparing price to the perceived value of what we're getting. Now, obviously, that's going to be affected by the quality of your descriptions, the quality of your photos, your videos, the quality of your titles, the reviews that you've got listed on the product, and so on and so forth. But one of the greatest ways to increase a product's value in a customer's mind is to lower the price. Because if I can get something that is regularly $400, right, and I can get it at a 20% discount, and I can get it for $320. All of a sudden, the value of that item has gone up. It's a $400 item, and I'm going to get it for $320. So that is one of the biggest motivators when it comes to getting a customer to make the move from just learning about the product to actually buying the product, is to show them that they're getting a higher value. And by lowering the price, we can tell them basically, hey, you're getting a lot of value for not as much price as you normally would pay. Now, a lot of people think that running sales and the sales process in general is kind of like the seedy underbelly of business, but it's really not. Remember, these customers have clicked on your item. They saw it, they saw the price, they're interested, right? Everybody has hesitation when it comes to buying things, especially when things cost a lot of money. But By increasing the value, the perceived value of the item, by lowering the price, we're helping that customer get out of that indecision mode and into a buying mode. So I don't want you to look at running sales on Etsy as being, not classy or dishonest or anything like that. It really isn't. You've got to remember, these customers are interested in your product. They just need a little help deciding, and they need a little help to finally make that purchase. And sales programs can help you do that for sure. Now, the first thing I want to cover is, how much of a percentage off or how big a sale should you run on your items? I have tinkered with a lot of numbers over the years, everything from 5% off to 50% off. And here's what I've learned. There's a sweet spot between basically the 15 and 30% off sales programs. Anything under that is usually not enough of a motivator to get people to buy the product. And anything more than 30% is really kind of considered to be, they look at it as an over-the-top tactic to make them buy. They get it, right? They see that 40% discount, that 50% discount, and in their heads they're going, wait a minute, if you can give 50% off of this, then really the price isn't what you've got the price listed for at all. Because if you can sell it for 50% off, then the perceived value is actually less than the list price that you've got. So, in my experience, the 20 to 25% off range is the sweet spot. That's where you're going to get the most sales in terms of numbers, and you will generate a lot of revenue in return. Over the years, I have seen sales actually decrease with higher percentages than that, as well as lower percentages than 15. 10% is not a big mover. At the same time, either is 40%. Yes, some people will fall for it with a 40% off, but let's be honest, to provide a 40% off discount, you're going to have to increase the list price of your item to some kind of exorbitant amount that anybody would look at it and go, you know what, that's not worth that retail. So obviously the sales price is not right either. So the quick and dirty of that section is 15 to 25%. That's kind of your sweet spot. Now, Etsy will tell you that 25% is the sweet spot, and I don't necessarily disagree. I think that Etsy probably knows even better than I do or you do what works on Etsy, and I think that's probably why the 25% off discount is the lowest that the option goes without choosing a custom amount. So keep that in mind, and try to keep your sales in that 15 to 20% window, 15 to 25% window. Next, now I talked about, if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. And one of those things is a little more extra work. We live in an era right now where we are trying to more than ever, we're trying to automate everything. We're trying to make everything super easy on us. And so one of the ways we make things super easy on us is to create a sale and schedule that sale to run out for a week. This is a bad idea. This does not really help the customer move towards the buying phase all that much. When a customer thinks that they've got a week to take advantage of a sale, then they'll put it off. A lot of customers will put it off for a week. And unfortunately, what happens in a week's time is that customers will forget about the item. They'll have some sort of life change that they no longer want to spend the money. They'll have plenty of time to think about the item and think, oh, well, maybe that's not what I want to get this person for their birthday or whatever. The more time you give a buyer to make a decision, the less opportunity you're going to have to actually make a sale. You need to be able to make the sale right there on the spot when the user clicks on the item. So that's going to mean a little extra work for you. I have tested this over and over and over again over the last 4.5 years. And I have run sales that have lasted a month. I've run sales that have lasted a week. I've run sales that have lasted a day. And the one that generates the most sales and the highest revenue is one-day sales. That's it. Now, with that said, you're going to have to renew your sale every day. And I know that's a pain, but when you have a 24-hour sale and the clock is ticking, when the customer sees your product, they like your product, they click on your product, and they see sale ends in 17 hours. Now there is an element of urgency to taking advantage of this sale. It's going to be gone in 17 hours. Your customer is not going to want your product any more than they want it right now, right? So we have to take advantage of right now. So when they click on it, we need that to say the sale ends soon, right? Not in a week. We can't give them a week to think about it, or they'll leave. They'll go somewhere else. Creating a sale and renewing it every day is a lot of work. You've got to set yourself an alarm, a reminder, every day at midnight. You've got to go in and you've got to refresh the sale, or you've got to come in once a week and schedule all of your sales each individually for one day at a time. It takes extra work, but it is 100% worth it, I promise you. Run one-day sales, and that's it. Next, when pricing your items, always figure in your sales price into the cost of your item. This is going to help you in a couple ways. A, it's going to make sure you can cover your costs and remain profitable, but it's also going to give you an opportunity, because inevitably you are going to forget to renew a sale at some point. And what that has the effect of is that accidentally you get to see what people are really willing to pay for your products. For example, if I have a product listed for, say, $100, right, and I run a 25% sale on it, and I'm selling a good number of them, everything's going just fine, they're selling at $75, and then all of a sudden I forget to renew my sale, and the price goes to $100, everybody sees $100, and then I still get orders. Well, then you kind of accidentally find out that customers are willing to actually pay $100 for your item, without intentionally doing that. So that's kind of a beneficial side effect of this, sometimes making that mistake to not renew your sale. But it's another reason to just keep your sales percentages between that 15 and 25% window, because if people are going to go that extra mile, that's generally the extra mile they're willing to go for something that they really love. So you'll be able to kind of estimate what your market sales might be at higher prices when you do accidentally forget to renew your sale. In the interest of keeping these videos short and sweet, that's really all I have to say today about sales. We'll see you next time for another topic. Thanks.